tougher on the ATVs or on the motocross bikes?
I think it's more demanding on the motocross bike because you're going at a lot higher rate of speed and the track's a lot rougher. You can sit down on the ATV some, but it's harder on your upper body because you have to hang on to, one more tire, there's twice as many bumps.
And there are your favorites heading into this ATV final.
Well, Vic, this race here tonight was supposed to be the Desormeaux brothers against the Carson brothers, but DP Carson has not made it through to the final. We're away off the start jump into turn number 1. That is Pierre Desormeaux, number 2, who grabs the early lead. Mario Giroux, number 114 in second. Here's a couple of riders hung up.
Ghislain Laroche of Athabasca, Quebec is off in that first turn, and we've seen it through all the races so far. They get hung up on that first turn, and it was Ghislain Laroche off his bike.
There's Tommy Carson, number 69. He got off to a very bad start. He's running about mid-pack at the moment as the Desormeaux brothers are both out front. Pierre Desormeaux, your leader. It is Jean Desormeaux running back into third place position. Sandwiched in between is Mario Giroux on the red Honda.
15 of these ATVs all coming together, and watch to the right-hand side as Ghislain Laroche of Athabasca, Quebec gets hung up, runs into the hay bale right there, gets caught on some wheels into the hay bale and off his machine.
Well, that field really bottlenecks down into this first turn, and then, of course, they grow through this S section here. There is Pierre Desormeaux. He was clear of all the traffic as they came out of turn 1. That battle for second place starting to heat up now as Giroux aboard that red Honda machine coming under pressure from Jean Desormeaux on the yellow and blue Suzuki. Out in front, it's still Pierre Desormeaux as your top 3 riders now have opened up a bit of a gap. Tommy Carson still trying to play catch-up after getting off to an early start. He was involved in some of that contact going into turn 1. Pierre Desormeaux, number 2, still your race leader as they come out of the straightaway now. Pierre looking over the right shoulder as Giroux now, number 5, they go into turn 1. There you can see Giroux all over that motorcycle, climbing all over the machine to keep the 4 wheels down on the racetrack. And there's Jean Desormeaux. He will pull up alongside and take over second. The Desormeaux brothers run 1-2 here at the Olympic Stadium.
Pierre Desormeaux, followed by Jean Desormeaux on their Suzukis, and then it's Mario Giroux from Saint-Thérèse, Quebec on a Honda. But as expected, and the fans love it here at Olympic Stadium, the Desormeaux brothers running 1-2.
Well, Pierre has never won the main event here in Montreal. Jean won a couple of years ago. Of course, Tommy Carson won last year, and the Desormeaux brothers would like nothing better to finish 1-2. Whether it'll be Pierre and Jean or Jean and Pierre remains to be seen. Here is where Jean takes over the second place position. They come up off of this jump. He sets up Giroux as they go through the right-hand turn. There you can see Giroux almost flips his machine. Jean pulls up alongside. He gets the drive out of the turn, is able to get on the power a little bit sooner and moves into second place.
So the power of the Suzuki machine there winning the battle, as it looked like Giroux got caught in a bit of a rut, spin the wheels, and that was enough for Desormeaux, Jean Desormeaux, to move into second place, and now he's moving up to challenge his brother. You talk about sibling rivalry, you got it right here between the Desormeaux.
Well, they won their respective qualifying heats. Now it's all-out racing. There are no team tactics here. It's each man for himself. Pierre leads on the number 2 machine. Jean Desormeaux aboard that number 3 machine just a couple of bike lengths back. There you can see the riding style, very similar of the 2 Desormeaux brothers. Mario Giroux, who ran up as high as second, runs back into third place position on the Honda. There you can see the interval now about 4 or 5 bike lengths. Jean closing up at the end of that straightaway. It is back and forth between the 2 Desormeaux brothers. As we said earlier, Vic, they have really dominated 4-wheel racing, not only in the stadium setting, but also in the outdoor competition in Quebec. As there you can see, Jean got a little bit wide, lost some ground, but now closes back up as he challenges his brother Pierre.
Interesting, they may be brothers, but they also take different lines. Looks like Pierre tries the inside, then Jean comes to the outside, and they just swap it back and forth.
Well, the track does change over the course of the race. Here is the battle for third now. Rider number 168, that is Benoit Valliere, has moved up here now to challenge Mario Giroux for the third place position. So this is a battle between the Honda and the Suzuki brands for the number 3 spot between the 2 Quebec riders. Giroux holds on to third at the moment. Back with the leaders, Pierre Desormeaux and Jean Desormeaux.
Interesting, the battle first and second, the Desormeaux both riding Suzukis, and then you have Valliere.
Oh, Jean ran into the back of Pierre. He has fallen off the motorcycle. Here comes Giroux and Valliere. They pull up alongside the three riders battling for second. Giroux now into the number 2 spot. Valliere moves around into third. What a battle here for that number 2 spot. It is Giroux on the Honda in the second.
And right now, the Desormeaux brother, Jean Desormeaux, in his number 3, is 4th, behind Giroux and Valliere.
Well, Pierre is long gone at this point. He has really opened it up. Giroux in second, Valliere holds third, and Jean Desormeaux back in the 4th place position. But that is just how quickly things can change in one of these ATV four-wheeler events. Jean appeared to run right into the back of Pierre, trying to get around him going through the turn.
Second place is Giroux. Third place, and here comes Jean Desormeaux as he moves to the outside.
Jean Desormeaux trying to...
And Giroux has problems.
Giroux dropping back to 4th as they shuffle those positions. It is Valliere 168 in second. Then it is Jean Desormeaux third, and then Giroux now is dropped back to 4th. Here's Jean Desormeaux pulling up alongside of Valliere off the jump back into turn number 1.
Doesn't get him that time, but it looks like he's setting him up.
Well, he's looking for an opening. Valliere getting a little bit out of shape coming through that turn. And as they go onto the straightaway here, up over what will be the finish jump. Valliere 168 holds on a second. Jean Desormeaux right there in third as Suzuki's now run 1, 2, 3. Back with the leader, Pierre Desormeaux on the number 2 Suzuki. He has led since the opening lap.
But he is running by himself. The battle continues to be for second spot. Right now, second spot belongs to Valliere from Saint-Rémy, Quebec. Then it's Jean Desormeaux from Saint-Eustache trying to move up and regain second place, and now it's a drag race.
They're side by side, wheel to wheel, and at turn 1, Jean Desormeaux has moved back into second place. The crowd on their feet and screaming here at the Olympic Stadium, some 60,000 strong.
Ooh, and here it comes. This is how Jean Desormeaux sets him up as he moves by Valliere to regain second place.
Well, Jean has been studying Valliere here for the last couple of laps, looking for an opening, looking for the section of the racetrack where he could make his move. And it's right here as they come off the start jump going into turn 1. He goes to the brakes just a little bit later into that first turn, is able to move by into second place. So once again, the Desormeaux brothers have reestablished that 1-2 position.
We're on the final lap. Pierre Desormeaux looks over his shoulder, and he'll take the checkered flag as the winner of the ATV final here in Montreal.
Jean Desormeaux just ahead of number 69, Tommy Carson, who has made his way into third. And there's Jean Desormeaux just ahead of Carson on the red Honda machine.
Oh, look at this. Brother love as Pierre Desormeaux and Jean Desormeaux finish 1-2.
And their father, Jeannot, right down there as well. He, of course, has been instrumental in their racing career, going with them to all of the races. There is Monsieur Desormeaux. He is certainly probably the happiest man right now here in Olympic stadiums. His sons have finished 1-2 before a capacity crowd.
Oh, what a great race. Pierre Desormeaux moved out to the early lead, but that battle for second and third as Jean Desormeaux finishes second. Tommy Carson, a winner a year ago, is third. Benoit Valliere will finish fourth. Oh my, what a race. And just think there's more to come here on TSN.